Hello, this is LbpHorror101 with your host, The Unknown One. Sorry for the delay with this episode. I was busy, sleeping. Yeah. Today we'll be going over tools and logic that will help you with a horror level. First thing I'll say is music, logic, objects, sounds, even the background takes up thermometer space. But that's because each background has its own unique day and night level lighting. The Victorian house background from the Move pack seems to be naturally the darkest, with a sickly green fog color in the background. It kinda looks like it reflects a purplish light against most objects, including your sack person. So keep in mind that the background you use will affect the lighting in the level, so experiment with all of them to find what's best for your level. I'll talk more about lighting in just a bit. Let's start off with basics, entrance and checkpoints. A lot of horror levels follow the trend of one life, if you die, you must restart. This can be done by destroying the entrance and not adding any more checkpoints. With the player only having one life, it can seem a little more challenging, especially with those chase levels, but please add a checkpoint if it's a level that'll take us like 20 minutes to complete. We don't want to be one room away from the scoreboard, only to accidentally fall in fire and have to restart the whole level. In versus mode, where we don't share the camera, an emitted and timed checkpoint is very useful for reviving friends that have died halfway through and are just sitting there pretty much waiting for you to finish the level. To do this, you can simply hook up a player sensor to an emitter that emits a checkpoint when the player passes a certain point in the level. It is highly recommended you use a timer or toggle switch to instantly turn on the checkpoint once it's been emitted. If you want a one life after revival rule with your emitted checkpoints, you can tweak the emitter to only emit one checkpoint and destroy itself after 5 seconds of you reviving a fallen friend. I've also seen some people use checkpoints like teleporters by killing the player in one room to have them spawn somewhere else. It's good for a situation like waking up from a nightmare that you are being killed in. It also counters the horrible situation of an obstacle monster where you're killed 50 plus times trying to get past this one part in the level. Let's just please skip this. All you need to do this is have the checkpoint you want them to spawn at activated before the player is killed. Now let's talk about some lighting, camera, and sound. In some horror levels where everything is completely dark, a light that follows you is a wondrous creation. For a light that follows you around, use sticker panel, a light, and a follower. I recommend making it follow the lead player only so you aren't fighting for the light the whole time. If you want the light to flicker at a specific event, a simple setup for this can be using a tag sensor connected to a randomizer. Invert the output setting for the randomizer, then connect it to the light. In this demonstration, I connected it to an OR gate first, so I could have a sound effect play as the light flickers. You might want to include a "this level contains flickering lights" warning in the description as well. I usually don't and get screamed at by many people because of this, so those that have that issue find out by word anyways, I guess. It's all up to you. But for this example, once the player passes a certain point, an emitter emits a ghost that violently shakes the camera and flickers the light. Not only is a following light a great tool, but a camera that follows is also an excellent use of gadget. For a camera that follows, use sticker panel, a camera, and a follower. Again, make it follow the lead player only so you don't fight over it with other people. Cameras that follow might be good for a long dark hallway scene, or again, a chase scene. When you want the camera to stop following you, you can have it self-destruct once the player reaches a certain point, such as at the end of the hallway, where another camera is transitioned into, like in this example. And what good is lighting and camera without any sound? I already mentioned in an earlier video that the sequencer is best for a combination or a series of sounds in an event, but if I were to take a guess, with all the packs combined, there are about 800 sound effects to use in LittleBigPlanet, with over half of them using 2 or 3 alternations of the sounds, so it comes roughly at about 2,000 sounds to use in total. Compared to the millions of levels in LittleBigPlanet, it's just a drop in the water of the ocean, so you're going to hear the same sound effects used over and over again, and repetition may be great for learning how to do just about anything, but for horror, this is a silent killer. Get it? Silent killer? Silent, because it's not really silent since it's noise. Never mind. To combat this, you'll want to modify the sound. You can do so in a number of different combinations and ways. Most people just modify sounds using the sound modifier in every sound object. For me, that's not good enough. Here we have an example of a better way to modify sounds to its fullest potential. First, we have the average sound effect played without any tweaking done whatsoever. Here we have the sound still played at normal, but with a tweaked audio tweaker. And lastly, we have a combination of these two modifications put together. Now that is a song I do not want to hear when I'm alone in the dark. As an overview, the logic in most horror levels can vary greatly with the story and the way the creator decides to share it. What tends to really scare me the most is a lack of logic. When everything stays quiet, it's dark and empty, and anything could suddenly happen or appear right behind you. But in general, emitters are used almost always in levels to make things pop out of nowhere. Sackbots that chase you sometimes kill you once they catch up, usually using fire or electricity. And sticker panels still has thousands of great uses, not only for helping set up logic, but for decorations, animations, and killer artwork. Get it? Killer? Because they kill you and it's artwork? Ah, forget it. Yeah, I'll give these away eventually. Alright? I'll leave my next video a mystery to you by saying that I'll talk about a grab bag of info and advice on horror, so you can expect to hear just about anything next week. Sort of like going over a list of fun facts. Until then, this has been LbpHorror101 with the Unknown One saying, class dismissed.